Iran nuclear deal. Iran and six world powers known as P5+1 reached a historic deal on 14th July 2015. China, France, Germany, Russia, UK and USA are included in P5+1 countries. It was a historic deal which finalized after long negotiations at different occasions. This deal limited Iran's nuclear program and enhanced monitoring in exchange for relief from nuclear sanctions. Here we should keep in mind that Iran was trying its best to acquire the capability to build nuclear weapons for more than 2 decades. This is why the nuclear deal is being called a historic deal in all over the world. This deal was done in era of Barack Obama. Then there is a change of government in USA. Donald Trump came into power. He had different ideas and thinking, not only deal with Iran but also with North Korea. From the beginning of his rule, Trump began to comment against Iran nuclear deal. The result was also horrible. On 8th May 2018, the whole world saw that Trump announced to withdraw from his historical deal. He said, "This was a horrible one-sided deal that should have never ever been made." A grim-faced Mr. Trump said in an 11-minute address from the diplomatic reception room of the White House, "It didn't bring calm, it didn't bring peace, and it never will." The world reacted at this announcement of Trump, particularly European countries called it a big loss. Barack Obama said, "Mr. Trump, withdrawal would leave the world less safe, confronting it with a losing choice between a nuclear armed Iran or another war in the Middle East." On the other hand, response from Iran itself, however, was muted. President Hassan Rouhani declared that the Iranians intended to abide by the terms of the deal, and he criticized Mr. Trump for his history of not honoring international treaties. Mr. Trump won strong backing from Saudi Arabia and Israel, whose leader, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, hailed him for a historic move and courageous leadership. But whatever the reaction of the world was, Trump had not given importance to anyone and imposed strict sanctions on Iran. As a result, Iran has to face problems, particularly its economy badly damaged. Under the financial sanctions, European companies will have 90 to 180 days to wind down their operations in Iran, or they will run afoul of the American banking system. The sanctions on oil require European and Asian countries to reduce their imports from Iran. Trump said US will continue to work with Europeans to pressurize the Iranians. He dismissed those who said the United States was on a path to war with Iran, though he did not present any new diplomatic initiatives.
We're going to be talking about it, and we'll see. I mean, people know my views on the Iran deal. It's a bad deal. It's a bad structure. If Iran threatens us in any way, they will pay a price like few countries have ever paid. But we'll see also. I've been making lots of wonderful deals, great deals. That's what I do. Never, ever, ever in my life have I seen any transaction so incompetently negotiated as our deal with Iran. The worst deal I think I've ever seen negotiated that you started is the Iran deal.
Iran is in technical compliance of the agreement, and no one around the table took exception to that.
I believe at this point in time, absent indications to the contrary, it is something the president should consider staying with.
The Iran deal was one of the worst and most one-sided transactions the United States has ever entered into.
They have not lived up to the spirit of their agreement.
This is a brief history of Iran nuclear deal, but now once again, Trump era comes to an end. Joe Biden has become the president of USA. He had positive mindset about the Iran's nuclear deal. Biden had said he wants to bring the US back into the JCPOA, but that Iran must reverse its violations. On the other hand, the State Department spokesperson Ned Price said the US welcomed the statement. We are ready to pursue our return to compliance with our JCPOA commitments, consistent with Iran also doing the same. The US is speaking to partners about the best way to achieve this, including through a series of initial mutual steps. The Joint Commission, including China, Russia, and European states, as well as the EU, meets regularly, but the timing of the announcement suggests positive developments. Observers said the last meeting was on 12 December, while Iran has been demanding the US to lift all sanctions and unilaterally return the deal that it left in 2018. The world is hoping positive results of new Vienna negotiations for the peace of the world. Both sides are hoping positive results, but no one is ready to give time frame. That's all.